My name is Pavlina, and I'm account manager at MagiCAD Group. And today I will host this 30-minute webinar where we will discuss and demonstrate how you could improve the tendering process using e-tendering platform. If you face any technical issues as frozen screen, or if for any reason you can't hear us, please refresh the browser and then you should be okay to rejoin the webinar again. So this is the agenda on the right-hand side. I will start with very brief company introduction. Then I will share with you the poll results. If you remember, during the registration phase, there was one question about the bit of the tendering process that you would like to automate. I will share these results with you. Afterwards, briefly, some benefits of using e-tendering platforms, and then we will proceed to the main bit, which is the demonstration. Bear with us till the end, because at the end of the session, I will share with you a special offer that we have for all attendees, and we will also have Q&A session. So to start with the company introduction, as you may know, we are MagiCAD, and we are operating in the UK market and Europe, and we are well known with our MEP design solution for AutoCAD and Revit. And we're proud to say that most of the MEP companies in the UK, they use our software solution for design, and they're quite pleased with it. In 2014, the company was acquired by Glodon Group, which is the 5th largest AEC software provider company in the world, with more than 100 software solutions and 7,000 employees. Glodon Group is the market leader in Singapore, Malaysia, and China. And since the acquisition happened, we expanded our portfolio for the UK market and Europe, with takeoff solution and estimating solutions for the construction industry. And we will demonstrate one of them today during this webinar. Moving to the poll results, again, thank you everyone for submitting your answers. Looking at the results, it's evident that most of you think that if you were able to standardize the tender documents, that will help you to accelerate and improve the tendering process. We know that this is a big pain when it comes to tendering, and we will have a closer look in a bit about this. We also had options in the poll as analyze and compare quotations. This is also related partially with the standardization, and we appreciate that if you have the right tools to compare and visualize the quotations, that will make your daily job much easier. If you just have a closer look on the standardization, I'm sure most of you recognize this process, and this diagram is just to demonstrate the standard process of the tendering. So once you have your bill of quantities, which is usually a huge document, you have to spend the time to split the quantities by packages and then send them to your suppliers or your subcontractors. Usually this is done via email. Once you send the packages, you know that you have quite often you have to chase the suppliers to send you back the quotations, and that can be much of a hassle from time to time. Even when you lock the Excel spreadsheet and the quantities that you send, we know that the suppliers somehow magically they manage to add some columns or to put comments in the wrong fields, which afterwards for you can be so much effort to put all the documents together at the same format, and you usually end up with multiple versions and formats of the document you sent. You usually receive back completely different documents, and that will slow down the process of evaluation. Using e-tendering platform can speed up the process and can make it much more easier, because usually in the specialized platforms, once you have your complete bill of quantities, you have automated features to split them by packages. Once you're done with the packages, they usually have automated process to send the packages to suppliers and very easily to track them as well. There is no way that you could receive a different version of your document once you use a centralized platform and you use e-tendering platform, because the documents are strictly locked and the only version you could receive is the one you sent, which makes the evaluation phase fairly easy, and you're able to see the quotations side by side, or you can generate diagrams and you can analyze pretty easy. So this is something that we will demonstrate in a few minutes. Some of the other benefits of using specialized e-tendering platform, apart from the standardization that we have discussed, you have the automation features, as sending the emails at the same format to your suppliers. You have better control of the process because you can see how many of the suppliers and which one of them have already seen the document, who submitted the quotations, and you can easily manage the whole process. It's very easy to use, and everything is in the centralized space. So as I mentioned, it's very easy to analyze the database afterwards, as with one click you can generate diagrams and analysis. And last but not least, is you can improve the efficiency and save a lot of time of the document, from the document preparation and managing the process. So now we can proceed to the main bit, which is the demonstration of the software. Before we start, I will just clarify that the platform we will demonstrate today is the part of our estimating solution, which is called Cubicost TBQ. And today we will just focus on the e-tendering platform, but we also have takeoff solutions, which are linked with the estimating solution. And in case you use both of them, your process will be even quicker and even better. My colleague Asan will demonstrate to us the platform today. He's our technical support engineer, and he's the host technical specialist of the Cubicost Solutions. Asan, over to you.
Thank you. Before I continue, can you please confirm whether or not you can hear me correctly and also see my screen?
I can. I hope the rest can as well.
Amazing. So I'll just assume that it's all working fine for now. So here, what you can see is this is our platform, TBQ. Like any other software, you can create a new project. If, for instance, you've already got TBQ and you received a tender, you could import it directly and do the quotation here. You can save the project, and we have some advanced settings if you need to tweak them, as with anything. For instance, trade, you can enter trade codes, unit, element, and so on. I won't delve too deep into that. So one of the things which I really wanted to focus on was, so here you have your list of projects. And at the bottom, we have a separate section for your resource library. So your resource library is all kept on a centralized platform, meaning this can be on a server and be managed as well. Of course, when this is managed, kept on a centralized platform, the benefit of that is all your rates are kept up to date. You can take rates from past projects if you like, and just have a single source of the truth in essence. You can see we have unit, rate, material, labor, equipment, and so on. And that's the same is true for the bill of quantities as well, where you can have here you can keep your bill of quantities template on your centralized platform. So anyone within your organization they have access to this. So when they create a new project, they can simply use the most up-to-date one. Here I've just got two as an example. So let me just continue with the webinar for now. So here, instead of creating a new project, so you can see I can give it a name and further information as well. I'll just open an existing one, which I just prepared for this webinar demonstration. So I'll just wait for it to load up. This over here, it's again all server-based. Now, what we have here is this is your workspace area. We have a section for BQ, build rates, and report. I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to import your data. So for instance, if you create a new project and you want to use a template, just simply grab your template from here and import it. Or I won't be doing that. Or I would imagine a lot of the users, they either have PDF or Excel. Now, if you have an Excel document, it's great because we can directly import your Excel template into our system. So let me just bring in another one. So if I was to just open this, you can see I've automatically identified the description, the quantity, the unit, rate, and there's nothing in total. So now if I was to click identify, you can see the headings have been identified correctly, the bill items. Now, for instance, if this had multiple headings or heading 1, heading 2, or it does not matter whether you have 1,000 lines or it's a very long document, it will be picked up very easily by our solution. So identification is really good. The next thing is you can see I have some rates in here. For instance, inside this in situ concrete, I've got 2 mass pour pads. It doesn't have to be in situ concrete. If you're mechanical, electrical, it can be any element. I'm just going to demonstrate how easy it is for you to build up your net rates, which consists of labor, plant, material, and so on. So here what I can do, I can see my code, unit type, and I can import from builder. Now, as this is loading up, I'm just going to emphasize that the build up, you can get information from past projects. You can copy section rates from your resource library, or you can just batch import just to keep it up to date. I've already done this, so I won't be doing it, but it's just a click of a button. Or for instance, if you have your rates which live inside an Excel document, it's just a matter of you importing them directly into our platform. So transitioning into TBQ would be very simple. And you can also set the precision and other functionality as well. This works great on 2 screens. Bear with me for now as I'm just using a single monitor. So here's my item, 2 mass pour pads. You can see it's made up of a raw material, labor, and equipment as well, each of which have their own unit quantity and other factors associated with them. So let me just drag and drop this. Yeah, I think this is a better view. So if I was to just drag and drop, sorry, 1 second. Let me just. So if I was to head back over to unit rates and associate the quantity, then what we, let me just move this across. I'll just skip this for now, but it's just a matter of just simply dragging and dropping, and then you are able to link the quantities together. So let me just try it again. Yeah, I'll just skip this for now. Moving on, you can just drag and drop the quantities and they work absolutely fine. Now, once you've done that, I'll just head over to a project which I created earlier. Or we can use this one. Let's focus on the e-tendering part. How is it that we can create packages and then send them off? So for instance, if I was to create a package, let's say for the in situ concrete section, all I would need to do is simply highlight this, or I could just retract it, right click and say, I wish to create a new package by selecting new package, or I can add it to an existing one. So what I'll do is I'll create a new package just to demonstrate this. So concrete package. And by ticking it, I can add the highlighted section directly to it as well. It says my screen sharing is paused. Can someone confirm whether you can see me or not? Okay, it should be fine. So moving on, now that I've added that package, I will head over to the subcontract section. And you can see I have multiple packages here which I've created. I have a package for formwork, which comes from the same project. I've got a bill package element, and here's the latest one as well. So I have my project name and package which exists within it. Now, if I was to, now what we do is it's all to standardize this entire process. We can send out an inquiry to all of our subcontractors directly from TBQ. Once that is complete, it will just simply ask us to log in. I'll be resharing my screen with you so you can see the platform. So just bear with me. Can you see my web browser?
Yes, I can see.
Amazing. So I'll just continue with this now. As you can see, I've sent out packages to contractors in the past, so it's asking me to, it's automatically detected the addendum. I'll just send all of them an update. Now, if I was to click OK, and just have a look at what it is I've sent out. Or another thing which I can do is I'll just log into that section again, and I'll show you exactly what the process looks like for the contractors. So from your point of view, when you're sending out a package, when you are ready to send out a package, you will be given an option of the packages which you'd like to send out. So here's the new package which we created, concrete package, and I have existing ones also. So I'll just select this one. Once I've done that, I'll select a due date. This is fine. And I'll say it's due on the 22nd. Once we've done that, I'll just upload attachments. So as you can see, my attachments have loaded up. Now, this doesn't have to be PDF. It can be PDF, it can be IFC, it can be a Revit model, anything which would complement or would be beneficial for the subcontractors to receive. Then what we can do is we can choose our subcontractors. This is all managed on the web-based platform. You can create or import a list of all your subcontractors. If you have groups, you can group them together. So here what I will do is I will select all three of them, which are for RC frame. Now, if you're electrical, mechanical, electrical, fit out, you can create various packages. So I'll select OK. Next, what we do is you can see up top, my company name has automatically been filled out. If you fill out your address, telephone number, and other information will automatically be filled out as well for you to verify. Now we can just describe the tender's subject matter. So I'll just say, please see attachment. Once I've done that, next I'll just check which items I've selected, and I'll input further information as well. Once I'm happy with this, I'll save and continue, and I'll get a preview of what my subcontractors will receive. So just verify the details, and at the bottom, they will also have an expiration date as well when all of this is due by. So that's the date which we filled out earlier, date and time. Now that we've done this, we'll just click next to continue. And here we have a couple of options. If you need to notify someone, your manager or anyone else, you can select notify boss, input their email address, and they will also know that, yes, you've sent out the subcontract. Furthermore, just select whether it's tender or ongoing stage, and then continue. Now that we've done this, you should note that the subcontractors will all receive an email. Within that email, it'll give them a link to log in. If, for instance, they are already registered with the eTender platform, they can simply head over to quoted projects. So I'm showing you now what the subcontractors, the process of the subcontractor. So I've now come in as a subcontractor who's received the package, who's received a package. So here we have a couple of options. You can see that I've quoted for a couple of projects in the past, but I won't focus on that now. Up top, you can either download, upload, or export this. You can view historical data of past addendums which have been quoted for. That's for the subcontractor. Now, this quantity hasn't been displayed, but for instance, you can just say 20. Just ignore the amounts which I'm filling in, but just imagine the subcontractor can now use any web-based platform to fill in the details. So this could either be a tablet, a Linux device, it can be a mobile phone. They don't need to download, they can just fill it out on the mobile application, and they would be unable to change or compromise any of the lock cells. So they cannot create new columns. They're just restricted to this format just to keep everything standardized. They can also enter remarks as well. For instance, no quantity. Once they're happy, they can either save this or submit it. Once the submission is done, I'll show you from the perspective of from our side now, not the subcontractor, from our end, to see, okay, these are all of the projects which we've sent out a quotation for. This is the recent one which I'm working on. I can see a record to see which elements, which segments it is that have been quoted for as well. So that ends up in that section. Now, from our point of view, so if I was to just open up the project, I can see a lot of information. So you'll see it's very standardized. It's standardized, and it looks quite simple to use. You can see my pre-tender assessment, PTE, here. You can then see what one of my subcontractors has quoted, and he's also missed out this quotation here as well. Now, moving on, you can also see if there are any unpriced bills, your maximum, minimum estimate, and any difference against adopted amounts. For instance, if there are any quotations which you'd like to plug in, then you can simply double tick them, and they get adopted. So as you can see over here, I've plugged in these two, and I've now adopted those prices. I'm just going to move over to a project which I quoted, I prepared earlier for the demonstration. So here, let me have a look at the demonstration, the past addendums. Please let me know if you can still see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Amazing. Can you see that now we have our contractors side by side? So we have contractor A versus contractor B. If you can confirm this, then I'll continue with the demonstration.
Yes, I can.
Amazing, thank you. So here you can see we use a very simple system. If something's been priced under by a contractor, you can visually see it's green. If something's higher, you can see it as red. So that's our two contractors side by side. Now, it doesn't matter. I've only shown 2 over here. It can be X amount of contractors. Imagine this was 10 contractors side by side. You can see a comparison for each quantity, every single quantity, and see which one is best suited to you. Now that we've done this, I'm just going to reshare my screen again so you can see the TBQ platform. Just please let me know once you can see it.
Yes, I can see.
Amazing. So here we have a couple of options. At first, you saw that we sent out an inquiry. It went to an e-tender platform, automatically signed in, and I've showed you the process of what it looks like from our subcontractor, how easy it is to send them updates as well. What we can now do is we could either receive the quotation, which I've already done, and then I can head into this section over here where I'll show you some of the quotations I've received. So you can see for the formwork section. So yeah, you can see for the formwork section, there are some quotes which I plugged in. And you can get the name of the subcontractor as well. So here you can see this one is for MagiCAD Construct. I plugged in this rate. This is the amount which it's going to cost me. So plugging in the data works really nicely as well. If, for instance, I wish to then mark up my data, it's very easy for me to do that. I can simply head over to Analyze, put in a markup ratio 1.1 to increase it by 10%, and it increases. That's it from my end. Over to you, Pavlina.
Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.